Hi, my name is Priyal Himanshu Kapadia and my student ID is S2247416885. Today I'm going to represent my task 1.2p of SIT 232 Object Oriented Programming. And in this task, what I'm supposed to do is uh, explain every program in debug, explain one of the programs in debug mode, and explain all the other programs as well. So the first program was about repetition. The repetition part was divided into three parts, in which the first one I was supposed to do was do a program using for loop, and then do the same programming using while loop, and then using do while loop. And uh, and the program was about getting average of the sum of all the digits by running a loop till the upper bound set by the user. Give me a second, I'll be opening that soon. Yep, just give me a moment. Yeah, so as we were talking about the code, as you can see, here is my code. These are the first two. This is the first one. This is the first one where I have done the same iteration of same repetition by using for loop. I have set the initiation. Initialization is done over here by putting integer I is equals to 1, setting a condition as you can see over here, and then incrementing is done over here, and then double average value is found by casting. As you can see, the sum is casted and then divided by upper bound, and then it is just printing the sum and the average. And the same thing is done using while loop. While loop, we define the variable first, and then we put the condition, and then we do sum, and then we put the iteration, the increment in the inside the while loop. Also, the same thing is done over here, casting, and then printing the average and the sum. As now you can see, we are going to debug run this thing in debug mode. What we are going to run is the do while code. The do while is very simple. What we do is in this code, in this type of thing is, what we do is put uh, put all the code which is supposed to be run in do block while the condition is until the condition is fulfilled. While the condition is true, we are supposed to do that thing. This is what we are doing in here. So I'm doing is like putting a breakpoint at sum is equals to this and I is equals to this, and then the average is equals to this. Let's run this thing in debug mode. I have set breakpoint to all the 3 points, as you can see. Let's get started. Hmm. It takes a little time. My computer is a little slow. Okay, fine. As you can see over here, we have opened the debug console. Um, as you can see, the breakpoints are set over here. The now we are supposed to enter the upper bound. So let's set the upper bound to a very minimal value, that is 10 for now, so that we can get what is happening inside the code in detail. So as you can see, the variables over here are the upper bound, the sum, the I is nothing but just a variable which is set to 1, which helps us run the loop as many times as we want till the upper bound. It is nothing but just an incrementation happening which helps us keep the loop continue. And then there is this average which is a double, which is of double type. As you can see, the I integer I is set to 1 right now. As we it is paused. Now if we continue this process, then then the I will change to 2, the sum will change to 1. uh no, sorry. I will stay 1 and sum will also stay 1, because the sum is like sum is equals to 0 plus the value of I. Yep, I'm so sorry for that. And then we do is again the I is changed to 2, then the sum will change to 3. When I is changed to 3, the sum will change to 6. Then I is changed to 4, then some will change to 10. Then when I is changed to 5, some will change to 15. When I is changed to 6, some will change to 21. Then I is changed to 7, then some will change to 28. Then I is changed to 8, then some will change to 36. And then when I is changed to 9, then the sum will change to 45. And yes, and when sum is changed to 10, I is changed to 10, the sum will change to 55. As you can see over here, now let's continue the same thing. So what will happen is the average value when I turned 11, so the condition is break, right? The while condition is false because we have set the condition to I equal to or less than upper bound, right? So until less than, which is till 9 it was running, and then equal to, which is 10, till it was running, and then when it came 11, the loop break. And now the average value is changed. As you can see, I'll do it over here, so you'll be able to see that the average value is printed as 5.5 as the sum divided by the upper bound. So this was my code. I have run it in debug mode, as the task asked me to. I am not sure if the task asked me to explain other codes as well, but for the safer side, I'll explain all the other tasks as well. So the second task was creating a number guessing game. It has two different variations. The first variation was to define the guess number, which is already set to 5, and then the second was to take the guess number from the user 1, and then the user 2 was supposed to guess it. Give me a moment, my laptop is a little stuck, so it will take a little time to no, 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 please not do that. Mm, mm. Give me a moment. Okay, so as we were talking about the number guessing game, you can see this is my first code which I've commented because the task asked me to modify it. In this case, I have defined a class which is a public class called guessing. Then there is this main function in which I have defined integer number, integer guess. The number is set to 5, the guess is set to 0. And while the condition is true, that is the guess is not equal to number, the loop continues where the loop asks the users to enter a number, guess a number, and then it parses it and checks that if the number is input valid, is an integer, and once it is done, then it checks that whether the number is between 1 to 10, and if it is not, then they print that please enter a number between 1 to 10. And if it is the guessed number is equals to the real number, then it prints that you have guessed the number, so well done. And in the second thing, I have done the same thing, just the difference is that the user number, which was set to 5 before, is now changed to taking input from the user. So it is the same thing. User number is set to 0, user guess is set to 0. User number should be less than 1 and more than so should if the user number is less than 1 and more than 10, then this loop continues that there is this invalid input, please enter a number. And while it is and then there is this if condition that the number should be between 1 to 10, and if the number is between 1 to 10, if it satisfies the condition, then it moves to the next part, that user 2, where the user 2 is supposed to enter a number which he is supposed to guess, in which it does is the same thing, try parse it that the number input by the user is integer or not, and if it is a character, then it says that invalid input, please enter a number. Same thing done. I'll do the presentation of presentation over here. I'll run, and I have built the program. I'll run the program again, and let's get started with it. So let's user one is supposed to enter a number. Let's say I entered K. Then it would say invalid input. Please enter the number 1. If I enter 55, then it would say please user 1, please enter number between 1 to 10. Okay. Now if I enter 4, then user 2 is asked guess a number between it. So let's say I entered J. It would say invalid input. Please enter a number. If I say 66, then it would say please guess a number between 1 to 10. Okay. And then if I enter 3, it is say invalid. Please try again. If I say 4, then you have guessed the number correctly. Well done. The code completes. The third task was to do the divisibility test. It was very easy one. This thing asked us to do nothing but just what did I? Yeah, yes. This is nothing but just you are supposed to do is take input n. It should be a positive number. It should get read by it should then it checks that if it is a valid number by using try parse, just as it is done in before prior codes as well. And then what is done is it runs a loop. It runs a for loop till the number n by using I is equals to 1 and I until I is less than 10. Run the loop. With every loop I increments by 1, and if I is divided by 4 and the remainder is 0, and I divided by 5 and the remainder is not 0, then only print I. That is, I should be divisible by 4 and not divisible by 5. So let's say I run the program, and I'll run the program now, and you can see over here. Just give me a moment, it is taking a little time. Yes, now let's enter a number 30. So it should not print 20. I have done that already. Let's do 40. So it should not print 20 and everything else, cause and 40 also it will not print because it is also divided by 4 and 5. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 is not printed because 20 is divided by 4 and 5 as well. 24, 28, 32, 36, and then 40 because 40 is divided by 4 and by 5 as well. So it will not print it. This was my task. Thank you so much.